That's what's left of what they call the reserve pit. You saw both of them last night up on the ridge top. And they used to, as I said, before that, they would have dug a great big, looked like a pond in somebody's field, and then lined it with plastic, and that's where they would put the freshwater impoundment, they called it. But when you're drawing from it again and again and putting it back, and you've got residual fracking chemicals and brine, just like the guy when I asked him last night, he said, oh, this is fresh water. I said, well, it is now, you just started fracking, but at the end of the process, will it still be fresh water? And of course, he's got to say no, because when they're mixing it and they're recycling it and bringing it through over and over again, it's no longer fresh. It's got all those combinations of chemicals that they use. There's 750 different chemical combinations and chemicals used in fracking fluid.
And now she's gone, and I don't worry. And Lord, I'm sitting on top of. Was in the spring, one sunny day, my sweetheart left me. Yes, she went away.
This is a compressor station extraction plant. It's by EQT has it, and it's been here for a while. It runs that noise 24/7. It probably vents at different times, and I'm not sure. They probably have on file somewhere a list of the emissions. But with West Virginia DEP, they don't come out and regularly test or verify that they're staying within their emission restrictions. So, in other words, we have no accountability and oversight after they're up and running as far as monitoring the emissions.
So can you tell me,
whatever they say.
what exactly?
So it's a compressor. What it's doing is it's a extraction plant. The pipelines that are coming here, they're extracting the gas from the wells nearby the pipeline, and I don't know if they do like compress it or whatever so they can send it on. Think of them like each of these, there's a long line of pipelines, and in the same kind, I guess as an analogy maybe, you know how when you have a like a telephone signal, and every so many miles or something there's an amplifier or what they to regenerate the same. Well, the same idea. They're compressing this gas. I mean, they're going along in pipelines. The tanks that you see, a lot of those are the conventional wells, and you see those big round tanks. They're called condensate tanks. So when they're producing that well there, and I guess I don't want to say solids or whatever, but it's condensation or whatever, it has to vent now and then. And depending on how much pressure there is how much it will vent. And they'll vent and they'll release all of that natural gas and the methane and the whatever. It's not pure, so they vent it out because it's not what they're piping out, I guess. Basically, they vent into the air. So that's what you talk about your greenhouse gases. There, 59,000 of those wells are in this state alone, and they have to vent. They have to release something at some point because the pressure builds up. My name's Diane Pitcock, and I live in New Milton area.
How would you describe the work you do?
I describe it as educational outreach, and what we try to do is provide access for the environmental, the journalistic community, researchers, environmental people that want to see what Marcellus well drilling is and how it impacts communities. So by giving them access to our properties on ground zero, they can get very close to the drilling activity and see what it's really like for the people that live here.
So that's it, folks, for Video Blog 8 as we tour some fracking sites here in West Virginia and Doddridge County as a part of the Mountain Justice Spring Break Camp. If you want to continue following this road trip that I'm currently on for at least another couple of weeks, go to eyeontheground.tv or subscribe to the YouTube channel here at youtube.com/eyeontheground, and comment and rate this video, folks. It helps me out a lot, and I'll see you tomorrow for Video Blog 9.